the dawn of a new day. Bring understanding and love. Oh, inside, bringing hope and make you feel alright. Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life. Love is light that's within me. Shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside.
Hello, Kulu. Megdesia Miriam. Hello, you're welcome.
Bringing hope and make you feel alright.
Hello, hello, hello. Let's invite others. Hi, Ma. Hi, Mommy. You're welcome.
Love is light that's within me. Shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding.
Brown Sugar, I see you.
Oh, inside, inside.
Volta, I see you. Hello. You're welcome, Musa Plays. Yes, there's no matching here today. It's just my usual talk and discussions. Hello, Sefu. Thanks for joining. Let's share to other people. Melbeck, how are you today? John Best, you're welcome. I see you. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, guys. Happy Thursday to you. Where are you joining from today? Hello, Papa One, I see you. You are welcome to Inside with FunmiRoyal this beautiful, beautiful Thursday. It's been some sunny day here, but a bit of cold spells, if I may say. But like I say, this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we ought to rejoice and be glad in it. I just want to welcome everyone to Inside today. You're welcome, you're welcome. And as usual, on Thursdays, I talk about marriage and relationships. So, Lady B, you're welcome. Whilst we're waiting for people to join in, please help share the live. A logo, I see you. I'm just going to take few worship songs because towards the end, I'd love for us to, come up and talk about this topic. It might get a bit heated, I don't know, but I'm expectant. I want to hear from you today. So I'll just do a bit of worship and wait for people to join in. And all you can do really to help me, guys, tonight, you can start liking the live, share to your friends, let somebody, benefit from this today, because marriage issues, they never end, really. So let's talk about things so we can learn from one another. It's always interesting when we come here. We learn together, we share our experiences, and people learn from one another. I mean, that's how we make the world go better, I guess. So once again, welcome to Inside with FunmiRoyal this beautiful Thursday evening. And I'm gonna just do some worship songs, and you can join in wherever you are from. Wherever you're joining from, wherever you are, if it's morning, afternoon, evening, night, I wish you well. So just go on with it, and like I said, help share to other people as well. Yeah, yeah. Oh. There is a Redeemer, Jesus, God's own Son, precious Lamb of God, Messiah, oh, Holy One. Hey, there is a Redeemer, Jesus, God's own Son, precious Lamb of God, Messiah, oh, Holy One. Thank you, oh my Father, for giving us your Son, leaving your Spirit till your works on earth is done. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, oh my Father, for giving us your Son, leaving your Spirit till your works on earth is done. What a faithful God have I. Oh, what a faithful God. Oh, He is faithful. Oh, what a faithful God have I. Faithful in every way. What an awesome God have I. What an awesome God. What an awesome God. What an awesome God have I. What an awesome God have I. Awesome in every way. What a powerful God have I. Oh, what a powerful God. What a powerful God have I. What a powerful God have I. Powerful in every way. Oh, glory, glory, glory to the Lamb. I give you glory, hallelujah, glory, glory to the Lamb, for you are glorious and worthy to be praised. You are the Lamb who sits upon the throne, and unto you I lift my voice in praise. You are the Lamb upon the throne. Oh, glory, glory, glory to the Lamb. We give you glory, glory, glory to the Lamb, for you are glorious You are the Lamb upon the throne. You are the Lamb of God. You are the Lamb upon the throne. Hey, casting crowns, lifting hands, bowing heart is all we've come to do. Casting crowns, lifting hands, bowing heart is all we've come to do. Adonai, 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 you reign on high. We will arise in your name, Adonai, you reign on high. We will rise in your name, Adonai, you reign on high. Casting crowns, lifting hands, bowing heart is all we've come to do. Casting crowns, lifting hands, bowing heart is all we've come to do. Adonai, 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 you reign on high. We will arise in your name, Adonai, you reign on high. We will arise in your name, Adonai, you reign on high. You reign on high. Hallelujah. Amazing. Our God is good. I always say this, there's this saying in the Christian family, so to say, the response is what just, gets me thinking. When you hear the Lord is good, and the people respond all the time. And I'm like, it doesn't stop there for me. The Lord is good all the time. I am a witness. So maybe you guys can try that. When you hear, especially when it's chorus in the church service or a gathering, the Lord is good all the time. I am a witness. So that's how I choose to end it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me on Insight with FunmiRoyal today. This amazing Thursday the Lord has made. Umo, I see you. Latifa, thanks so much for joining. Let's like the live and share to all our friends, all our followers. Let them be part of this talk today. Today, as you know, if you've been here for a few weeks now, you will know that on Thursday, I talk about marriages and relationships and all sort of issues, all sort of topics for us to really talk about and learn from one another how best, we can enjoy our marriage. But there's some truth about it that people tend to shy away from. They don't want to talk about it, especially when issues are going on. Marriage is not a bed of roses, and like I will say, I've been in it for 25 odd years. I'm still in it, and I pray to continue to be in it by the grace of God. So, but there's some things, I cannot ponder on, and that's why I bring them here. Let's talk about this. If you want to share your experience, I've shared experiences as well. I want to hear from you by the time I finish this talk today. So please, if you know someone who is planning to get married soon, or people who are in it already, this place is for you right now. So please do me one big favor, just share with all your friends, whether they're in marriage, whether they're aspiring to get married, whichever category they fall in. please let them be part of this talk today, because there's some truth, like I said, we need to talk about. And know that here on Inside with FunmiRoyal, I try to keep it simple and real. We keep it simple and real. So I'm just gonna go straight into the talk today, so that by the time I'm finished, you guys can come up. Let's hear your views about this topic today. And also my puzzle. Yay. I have another puzzle for us today. So if you get the puzzle right, you get a donut and 2 ice cream, like I said, to chillax for the evening. So I hope somebody will get that today. I don't want to bring you back next week, but otherwise, if nobody gets it, I keep my donut and ice cream and I'll bring it back next week. And if nobody gets it next week, I will have to tell you the answer and eat my donut myself. I guess I'm not selfish, but guys, please help me out today when the time comes for the puzzle. So I'll go into the topic today. The topic today, interesting. I don't know if anybody wants to guess. Do you want to guess what the topic is today? It will have to do with marriage, of course. Okay, thank you, Skinny D. I see you. So I'm just going to go straight into it because I see the time gradually going. So today the topic is, can marriage make or break you? Can marriage make or break you? Yes, self-reflection. Let's start thinking about it. Even if you're not in a marriage relationship, I bet you know people who are in a marriage relationship. They could be friends, family members, colleagues, and sometimes maybe you're privileged to hear some snippets from their marriage situation. Some might say, guess what, my husband bought me this box of chocolate and flour and what have you. And then on the other hand, you hear somebody saying, oh, this person is just, pissing them off or doing stuff, they're angry and all that. And then you turn to the front, you hear somebody saying, oh, I wish he would propose already. They're waiting to be called Mrs. something or whatever. And then you look to the right, there's some videos like that. You turn this way, you see something horrible. You turn here, you see something horrible. And then you turn to the right and you hear someone saying, I think I'm going to call it quits. I'm not sure this person is for me. I don't want to make a mistake of a lifetime and what have you. So, can marriage make or break you? That is the topic for today. So we're going to be delving into this profound topic today, and it has a lot of implications on our lives, our personal lives, and even the society at large. Can marriage make or break you? That's a huge question. Let's ask ourselves, what's your experience so far? Gina T, Jobin, I see you. So first, let's talk about the importance of marriage. I'm sure we all know that, but just to put some perspective to it, so that when the time comes for discussion, we're able to talk. I see you, Marianne. Thank you for joining. So the importance of marriage. Marriage is very important. It's a very significant milestone in many people's lives. So like I said, even if you're not in marriage, you know people who are married, your parents were or are, your family members, uncles, aunties, and what have you. So it is often seen as a union that brings stability, companionship, and the potential for personal growth. Some people will say, oh, since I've gotten married, I've grown, I've learned, I've done this, positive feedbacks, which is quite good. That's what we aim at, Thulo, thanks for joining. However, like I said, keep it simple and real. However, like any major life decision, marriage can have both positive and negative impacts. It can have both positive and negative impacts, and that's why you hear of separation, divorce, and all sorts. So it has both positive and negative impact. So let's go to the positive impact that marriage can have on an individual, whether the man, the husband or the wife. Positive impacts of marriage. One, it can give you emotional support and companionship. Now this is your body for life. Well, they're meant to be your body for life. You want to cry, you have them just there beside you. You have emotional breakdown, whatever, they're just there beside you. You want a gist body, your partner, your husband is there, your wife is there. So marriage can provide a deep sense of emotional security and support. So if you're still in a relationship, you're not living together as husband and wife, there's still some kind of gaps that needs to be filled. So now imagine you're living together in the same house. You go downstairs, they're there. You go upstairs, they're there. You go to the left, they're just there. It's like you're happy. That's how it's meant to be. Somebody asking, how are you today, my love? Are you okay? Have you eaten? Someone looking out for you. So this can be one of the positive things, a marriage can bring in that relationship. So having a partner to share your life's ups and downs with can alleviate stress. You have them by your side all the time. They see when you're happy, they see when you're stressed, they see when you're sad, and all of that. Whatever's happening with you, they help you go through it. So they can help you alleviate stress and not add stress, if I may say. They're not meant to add more stress to whatever stress you're going through. And it's supposed to help promote mental well-being. When you have someone who's always there giving you the right support emotionally, mentally, physically, and all of that, of course, there will be a balance to life, and it promotes good mental well-being. Another positive is companionship in marriage fosters a sense of belonging and connection, which is crucial for human happiness. Longing, connection. This is your person, my G for life, my whatever for life. I don't know what you call your husband or what you call your wife. Do you have pet names? Some will say babe. I think babe is the one commonly used all over the world. We're talking at the moment about positive vibes, the positive impact of marriage. So there's positive and there's negative, like I said. So I'm just talking about some of the positives you get from marriage. Physical health benefits as well. Blessed King, I see you. So some studies have shown that married individuals often enjoy better physical health, because before you're ill, some people live alone and there's nobody to look after them. They have to look after themselves while they're ill. And maybe oftentimes they might get friends to come pop in on them once in a while. But imagine you're in a house with your husband, your wife, and you're not feeling well. There's somebody waiting on you, giving you food, giving you coffee, soup, and all of that. So, of course, it's going to promote your physical health as well. So they tend to have lower rates of certain illnesses and longer life expectancies. It's a research that was conducted. I don't know, but thinking about it could be true. And compared to single counterparts, people who live by themselves. Positive, again, this can attribute to the mutual care and encouragement to maintain healthier lifestyles. Your partner might encourage you, let's go to the gym. They might encourage you, eat healthily or whatever, supporting one another, all the positivities you can think of. Henry, I see you, you're welcome. Another positive about marriage is economic stability. So if you're just a one person, bills will never stop coming in, families needing you financially and all of that. So imagine two people come together, join forces together, their finances and every other thing. Of course, it's going to be to both their advantages. Jackie, I see you. Let's share this live to as many people as possible. Thank you so much for joining. So economic stability, when people are in a marriage relationship, it kind of stabilizes them. If you're just joining, the topic today is, can marriage make or break you? Can marriage make or break you? So I'm talking about I mentioned the positive side to marriage and the negative. So I'm talking about the positive impact marriage can have on an individual. So now I'm talking about economic stability. Marriage can lead to improved financial stability. When two come together, of course, it's going to be more money, and you can manage that finance very well, such that you have something to take home as well. Dual income households typically have greater economic resources and can better weather financial challenges, especially maybe when one partner is out of work and the other is still working. It can help them through that period. But imagine it's just one person, they've lost their job, and there's nobody to kind of support them. So that's the angle at which I'm looking at it. So shared financial goals and responsibilities can lead more to prudent financial planning and savings. Of course, even if one if one of the spouse it's they are heavy spenders, like you have some spouse, they just spend no caution, money is there, just spend it, and the other party will be like, no, 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 we need to be prudent, let's save for the future, let's save just in case of emergency or whatever. So two heads are better than one when it's a healthy relationship. So another positive is personal growth and development. Kende, I see you. So a supportive marriage can be a catalyst for personal growth. Partners can encourage each other to pursue their ambitions and overcome personal challenges. Your spouse, they know you more than anyone, especially when you've been married for so long, and your spouse can easily come and say to you, I feel you're very good in this area, why not brush it up, get a certificate or something, and earn money through that. You can advise one another, encourage one another. That personal growth comes in really handy when the relationship is healthy, when the marriage is healthy. You can support each other educationally, emotionally, and all of those things. So a supportive marriage can be a catalyst for personal growth. Partners encourage each other to pursue their ambitions and overcome personal challenges. So the commitment involved in marriage often requires individual to develop patience, empathy, and communication skills. There's other positive to it, but like I said, because of time, I have to just limit it. So you can come up and share with us other positives, positive impact marriage can have on an individual. Remember, the topic is, can marriage make or break you? Thank you. Let's share the live, please. Please, guys, we can do this. And let's take it up a notch. Let's tap, 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 tap. Mama J, I see you. You're welcome. Precious, how are you today? Yes. Yes, yes. Thanks, guys, for joining. If you're just coming in, this is Insight with FunmiRoyal. Today, I talk about relationships, marriages, and today's topic is, can marriage make or break you? Can marriage make or break you? So, I've talked about the positive impact marriage would have on an individual. So, I want us to look at the negative as well, because we need to balance it. In as much as we want to hear good stuff about marriage, we all know that even at the in the society right now, the negative is really more pronounced in the society, on the news, in the social media, so we can try and bring the positives out of it. So I'll talk about the negatives as well, because I went there to the positives, so let's balance it. So the negative impact of marriage is, number one, it can bring emotional and mental strain. Oh my goodness. If it's not a healthy relationship, it will bring that. So a troubled marriage can be a significant source of stress and emotional turmoil. You and I probably have heard of stories, even if it hasn't happened to us. We may have friends. I mean, when I got married, quite a number of my friends, also got married. And I thank God, I'm not saying I'm better. I don't even know how I've been in it for this long, but the grace of God. Some have separated, some are divorced, some have even gone on to remarry, all sorts really. So I'm grateful to God for still giving me the grace to be in the one that I started over 25 years ago. So I'm grateful. So if the negative you can get from a marriage setup is emotional and mental strain, conflict, lack of communication, and unmet expectations can lead to anxiety and depression. I'm telling you, these things are real. These things are real. Some people will even come to say to you that ever since they got married, they've lost their peace. And I'll be like, how? It shouldn't be so. That is not God's intention. Bola, I see you. Love. Thank you so much for joining. That is not God's intention for marriage. Remember, it's the song that I sing. Marriage is good. God created marriage, and everything God created is good. And the reason why we're seeing all this stress all this mental strain is because we're not doing what we're meant to do, or we're overdoing or something. So that's why we're not getting the goodness of marriage. And my prayer is that as many that might be experiencing this negativity in their marriages, that the Lord will help them see through. If they need patience, if they need tolerance, whatever it is they need, I pray that God will grace you with that. Okay, so emotional and mental strain. And in extreme cases, it can result in mental health issues like chronic stress, low self-esteem, and feeling of isolation. Yeah, marriage can do that to people, especially when you have a controlling partner. A controlling partner would want to monitor your going, your coming. You dare not do anything without their knowledge. They probably even hacked your phone everywhere you go to. They know, and without if you even knowing. So it can bring a lot of low self-esteem. It can bring feelings of isolation. Some spouse will say they don't want your relatives in this house. Some would even say you don't talk to your relatives. It's bad enough they can't come to visit. All these silly rules that just promote stress, if I may say. So we need to be careful. I'm talking about the negative impact marriage could have on some individuals. Another thing is physical health risk. The stress from unhealthy marriage can adversely affect physical health. Some people could just be migraine, when they're sleeping, when they're awake, in the office, just cooking, that migraine is there because of the stress of how unhealthy that relationship is. It can lead to conditions such as hypertension, some cardiovascular diseases, and weaken your immune functions as well. Yes, because some people might just be overthinking and they're not eating, they're not looking after themselves because they're so overwhelmed by maybe the way their spouse is treating them or the challenges they're facing in that marriage. So sometimes it brings about this negativity, and I hope we're self-reflecting as I'm talking, because that's the whole idea. Let's self-reflect. If you're in a marriage relationship, is that marriage making you or is it breaking you? Because either of those two things will be what you're experiencing at the moment. And again, the negative side to the impact of marriage is economic hardship. Financial disagreements and mismanagement can strain a marriage relationship. Earlier, I mentioned if one spouse is the one that spends lavishly without thinking, and the other is so prudent, they want to, the other party is like, let's save money, stop spending, and they keep arguing, disagreeing, they keep some money, the other spouse will go spend it without their knowledge. Imagine over time, that will be stressful. That will be negatively impacting that relationship. Toba, I see you guys. Welcome. I see you, ma'am. Mommy blessing gloves. I see you. You're welcome. Please let's share the live to all our friends. Let them be part of this talk today. And I really want to hear from you. Maybe your perspective about this. Can marriage make or break you? Is either one of the two? So I'm talking about economic hardship. So divorce in particular can lead to significant financial instability with legal fees, division of assets, and loss of economies of scale impacting both parties. Some might say, when I got married to this person, they didn't have a dime to their name. Now 10 years on, you want to go your separate ways and you have to split everything in two. If you're lucky, 50-50 or 60-40, and then the other spouse is like, I brought in more of the assets and everything, and the fight just keeps going on, and of course it will impact both of them, not just the person fighting or not just the person being awarded for whatever reason. So legal fees is endless. Some people might have this dispute so bad that it will take even a couple of years going back and forth the courts and trying to sort things and all of that. It's not going to come cheap as well. So those are the negative impacts a marriage can have on an individual. And again, single income household post-divorce face more financial challenges because you're back to square one. Once upon a time, your spouse was supporting you with X amount, and now you're on your own because you're divorced, and it's such a struggle. Efe, I see you. Emanuela, thanks for joining. So another positive I will mention again is impact of personal identity and growth. that we're talking about the negative impact, okay? So in some marriages, one partner may feel overshadowed or suppressed, leading to a loss of personal identity and stunted personal growth. Some will say, since I got married, before I got married, I was a PhD holder. I had researches going on. I was doing this and that. And now I'm married. I'm lost. I don't even know who I am anymore. This person has so taken over my life. And it could be either way. It could be the man to the woman. It could be the woman to the man. Or the wife to the husband, so to say. So it's not like maybe male are predominantly doing this or female are predominantly doing this. It could be either way, to be honest. It could swing either way. And this person feels so lost. They don't even know who they are anymore. They're not growing. And, it will bring low self-esteem. It will bring shame. They might even individually, isolate themselves from social gatherings because they feel, how would I fit in there? These people, we used to be on the same top level. And since I got married, I'm just lost. If I go there now, how can I fit in? And all of that self-judgment, giving yourself that. And that is marriage can affect an individual negatively. So all of that is stress. It is stress. This can happen in a marriage relationship. The pressure to conform to a partner's expectations can hinder one's ability to pursue personal goals and aspirations. For example, a spouse might say, you know what, for you, because you like to talk and all of that, you should do something on the media, or you should do this communication what, and this person feels they want to be a doctor, for example. They want to pursue that, even though of course they are married. You can always pursue your goals, and it becomes a tug of war. No, I'm not going to support that. You just have to do this or do that. And then you can imagine this person might say, for peace to reign, okay, I'll just go and do what you say, but they're not fulfilled inside. They're only doing that to please their spouse. And at the end of the day, we all know that they will not feel fulfilled because they're not doing what they really are passionate about or what they desire to do. Samuel, I see you. Mr. Nimsey, thanks for joining. So sometimes personal goals and aspirations are lost because you want to please your spouse because they see it differently or they want you to do something else, So that is, well, as many as there might be out there, negative impacts a marriage can have on an individual. So I want us to look briefly into this aspect before I bring us up. If you have something to say, I'd really love to hear from you. Can marriage make or break you? What's your take on that? So, influencing factors that can, impact marriage. Factors influencing the impact of marriage. Let me put it that way. So these factors can influence the impact of marriage. Communication. If you don't talk, it would impact your marriage. If you talk too much, it would have some impact on your marriage. So it has to be balanced. Effective communication is vital in any relationship. Open, honest, and empathetic communication can resolve conflicts and strengthen that marital bond. So, are you the one that yells? If you don't yell, you don't think your spouse is listening. Maybe we might have to change that approach. Because when you're yelling, are you actually communicating? Food for thought. Okay, so we need effective communication so that marriage could be impacted more positively. Conversely, poor communication can lead to misunderstandings and unresolved conflicts. And when you don't resolve things, I tell you the truth, negative assumptions will consume you. When you don't talk to clarify things with your spouse, all those negative assumptions, they will not stop flooding in. And you start putting 2 and 4 and 6 and 10 together to make 1,000. Or Lashibomi, thanks for joining. So it's amazing. Simple communication, effective communication can kill a lot of negativity. And then there's clarity. And then you guys move on because every day will bring its own challenge. So we need to be mindful. Communication is key. And another factor that can influence the impact of marriage is compatibility and shared values. I want to believe when you guys were courting each other, there were some things, values that you see in your spouse that you really love, and you're so into them because of that alone. So now in a marriage relationship, what has changed? What has changed? So compatibility in values, life goals, and interests can significantly enhance the quality of a marriage. Shared values create a strong foundation for mutual understanding and cooperation. You have the same values of life, the same principles. Of course, things will work out well. My Bible says, "Can two work together except they agree?" The way you work together is if you see eye to eye, you understand each other, and you see on the same page. Of course, you're going to progress and move swiftly to the next phase of life. So compatibility and shared values, it's very important. And even if for any reason you feel, my dears, like we're not on the same page anymore, sit down and talk about it amicably instead of fighting each other, or instead of feeling, oh, this is what we used to do before, now you don't want to do, or you're doing something else or whatever. No, it's meant for you guys to do something that will strengthen your bond. So communication is always key. Then differences in fundamental beliefs and priorities can create friction and dissatisfaction. And again, you have to talk about it. If you have a different belief from what both of you used to, share it with your partner. Don't just assume they should know. At least you're doing things in a different way, in a certain way, they should know. They're not mind readers, so please don't just sit and assume your partner should know what you're going through or what is happening for you. If not, friction will come in. Another thing I'll mention, another factor, is conflict resolution skills. How do you handle conflicts when there's a conflict? Do you eventually sit down and talk things through? So the ability to handle conflicts constructively, again, constructively, is very crucial in a marriage relationship. Couples who can resolve disagreements without resentment or hostility tend to have a healthier marriage relationship. And that's just the truth. Some people feel, like I said, if they don't yell, if they don't shout, this spouse will not listen. That's the only language they know. Or you raise your, not that you're beating, you raise your hand. I'm saying this to you. That's the only way you feel your spouse can listen. No, you shouldn't be. They're not children. Say what you have to say in the nicest way possible. They say the truth is bitter. They might not want to hear it at that time, but it depends on how you've presented it to them. And first time you talk about it, everybody arguing and all that, leave it. Let cool breeze blow for a while, and then visit it again, because it's something that is crucial to both of you, or maybe one of you, and you want your spouse to see reason and understand. Revisit it again, maybe when things are much calmer. Don't force anything into anyone's throat, otherwise there'll be conflicts that might lead to not being able to resolve them, and you know what that means. It could lead to separation or divorce, so we don't want that. So I'm going to be rounding up very soon, and guys, send an invite. Let's hear your views about this. Can marriage make or break you? Another factor we can look at is external support systems. See, no man is an island. No couple is an island. There are people they've been in marriage for years and years. They have experience, whichever way you want to look at it. They have some sort of experience they might be able to rub off on you. However, tread carefully. Do not just expose your marriage to anybody, because some people might actually even help you break further, if I may put it that way. Remember, we're talking about the positives and negatives, and that can impact your relationship. You might think, oh, this couple seems together, let me sample them, or you and your spouse, you've been arguing about certain things, and it's like they're not seeing eye to eye, and you just feel this couple around you, they've been married for 40 years, let's go to them. Did you pray about it? Are you sure? Because the moment you go there, whatever you guys say cannot be unsaid. So you really have to be sure that these people are a safe space for you to air your views, your secrets, or whatever. As a husband and wife, both of you need to agree before you go to a third party. It's very crucial, because one of the spouse might feel, I don't get along with these people, why them? And the other might feel, because they like you, they will support you. And so you need to be careful. You don't want this couple to come and cause even more conflict or more rifts between yourself and your husband, or yourself and your wife. So you need to be sure this external support you're getting, both of you appreciate them, both of you respect them enough to go to them to help you with whatever you're going through in your relationship. So support from family, friends, and professional counselors, I'll never stop saying that, can help couple navigate difficult times. And that's just the truth. It can help. Like I said, you have to be careful, however. So isolation from support system can destroy marital problems. You don't know if it's that maybe counselor you go to, or that older friends, who's been in marriage for many years more than yourself, might actually be the one to help you. And then maybe one day you meet at a gathering and they're like, how is your wife? So, oh, we went our separate ways ages ago, and they're surprised, they're wondering why. And so, oh, she did this, he did that, and all. They're like, why didn't you come to us? And then they start giving you a lecture about their relationship, when it started, when it was rocky, and all of those. And you now kind of filled with regret. Why didn't you actually go to them? So don't shun support systems, especially married couples, because you can see they've been married. I'm not saying it's going to be bed of roses, but at least they will have some sort of positive experience they could share with you. Almighty, I see you, and it can actually help in your relationship, okay? So that can help reduce chances of the problems of reconciliation or what have you. So in my conclusion, before I bring you guys up, don't worry, very soon I'm going to say my puzzle, and I want to hear from you. If you know the answer, just come into the box, send an invite. If you know the answer to my puzzle today, I want to hear from you as well. So I'll let you know the puzzle in another 13 minutes or so. So in my conclusion, can marriage make or break you? You and I know that, like I said, in the social media, all out there is more of the negativity that is being put out there, really. And I'm challenging you, especially you enjoying your marriage. I'm challenging you. Put some good stuff out there. Let's help people. Let them have a balance. It's not all bad. I'm not saying it's all good, but I mean, there's still some good marriages out there. People enjoying their marriages. People still going on honeymoon after 40 years. Yes, it's out there as well. So if you've got a good thing going on, share with the world. Share with the world and let them see. So we balance, that mindset. Let it be balanced so that those who are thinking about marriage will not be so scared. It's not all bad. Trust me, it's not all bad. Yeah, okay. So in my conclusion, marriage has the potential to make and break an individual. This is my own conclusion. It has the potential to make and break an individual depending on various factors, which I've mentioned some earlier. So if you have more, of course, there's more I haven't mentioned. Really, I want to hear from you. A healthy, supportive marriage can enhance emotional well-being. I mean, if you're okay mentally, you're okay financially in your marriage, issues come, both of you tackle together. I mean, before you know, you'll be counting 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in that marriage. As long as you're together, because it's not one person, it takes two to tango. You have to do that together, so it can help promote emotional well-being, physical health, economic stability, and even personal growth. On the other hand, a troubled marriage can lead to emotional distress, health problems, financial difficulties, and hindered personal development. The key lies in making informed choices, fostering effective communication, maintaining compatibility. Because sometimes some couple will tell you they've grown apart. That means they stopped doing something or some things together. And that's why this one is doing their thing, that one is doing their thing. And there's no point of meeting with the two of them. And it's like they're just growing in that marriage like strangers. Some have even turned to roommates. It's funny, but it's not funny. Some will say, oh, my roommate. They're referring to their husband or their wife as their roommate. Nah, that's not good enough. And also seek support whenever needed. I always emphasize that. So by nurturing this aspect, individual can enhance the positive impacts of marriage and mitigate the negatives, creating a partnership that will enrich both their lives. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. Endured. Please find dictionary or let's Google it. They mean two different things. we ought to enjoy our marriage and not endure. It's like everything just have to endure. Bear with it. Oh, my head. Oh, bear with it. Oh, this. No, you're supposed to be enjoying it. And some people, they're like 30 years into their marriage, and when you see them truly and genuinely, you see that these people really, they're still in tune, they're still in sync, they're still together, you know. And it's really brightens my heart when I see such couple, especially you can tell they're in their 60s or 70s, and the love, the way they touch, the way they hold hands, the way they play with one another. Oh my God, it just gladdens my heart. And we can also achieve that. Mandy, you're welcome. I see you, Araceli, I think. You're welcome. So it's amazing how a marriage can impact individuals positively, negatively. It can make you and it can also break you. And as the negatives, narratives out there, the negatives is what you see, like I said, how this husband and wife are breaking each other's head, how they're treating each other so badly. That's most of what you see out there. So we want to see more positive videos. I'm challenging us. Thank you so much for the gift. I'm challenging us. We want to see more positive videos out there. Let's tell them that, you know what, it's not all bad. Marriages is not all bad. Marriages doesn't have to break you. Marriages can make you. I've heard of some women who will say, you know what, I don't know how I will live life without my husband because he's done this, he's done that. If not for him, I don't know where I would be. I'm a stronger person. I'm a more this, all the positive talks. But such videos, you will never see them spread like wildfire. No. But when you hear somebody say, I show them, I did this, you see it will go viral. In no time, you see 2 million views. It's not supposed to be that way. So, how are we in our marriages? Is that marriage making you, or is that marriage breaking you? This is where I will stop my talk today, and I want to ask us, because you might have a different view. I mean, everybody's coming from a different experience, background. So can marriage make or break you? And then who is responsible for making the marriage work? I want to ask us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's start on our screen. If you want to say some things, or you have a submission, or you have an experience, or whatever you want to share with us today, please, let's hear you. Send an invite so I can bring you up. I really, really want to hear from you. I think I see one invite already. So let's see who is there. I hope Flo will be able to talk today. Oh, somebody say give me the mic. So, make or break you. I don't know what your take is on that, but I really love to hear from you. Woo.
Bringing hope and make you feel alright. Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life.
Mary, you're welcome.
Love is life.
Thanks for joining, my wonderful moderator. Thank you so much for always joining.
You.
How was your day today?
It was fine. How are you?
I'm fine.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no, it's fine. I think you're here. That's the most important thing. I'm always happy on Thursdays because tomorrow is the weekend. So, well, it's a busy one, but I'm glad that we're the weekend again. Linda and Tori, I see you. Thanks for joining. Flo, not in a good place to talk. Oh, Flo, I really want to hear from you. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for that. So let's see. Guys, I want to hear from you today. What's your take? Can marriage make or break you? Can marriage make or break you? Let's see who is there. Oh, okay. No, I'm not playing games here today. No match or whatever. I don't even know much about the matches. Anyways, JJ, thanks for joining. Please send an invite. Let's hear from you. What's your take? Do you think marriage can make an individual, or do you think marriage can also break an individual? Yep. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. No, there's somebody. I hope they will not crash my program today. There's no match here, guys. Please. We're not playing any match here today. We're talking about issues of life concerning marriage and relationships. Okay. Thank you guys for joining. So I don't know, Mary, we can start off whilst we wait for people to join. Or if you don't want to come up in the box, you can type. I'll manage to read your submission as well. Let's hear what you have to say. What's your experience or what have you seen about marriage? Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Can marriage make or break an individual? What's your take on that? And then another question is, who is responsible for making the marriage work? Because sometimes when you look at some cultural beliefs is that the man must make the marriage work for whatever reason. It's a cultural belief. Some say the man is the head of the home, he has to put his house in order and blah blah blah. But this man is not married to himself. There's another party in there. George, I see you. Thanks for joining. Send an invite. I want to hear from you guys today, please. Let's see. Oh no. Oh no. Let me not go press these people that want to match. Do you know what? I'll just take it off before I mistakenly press it. Yes, let's share to others. Nana, thanks for joining. Mary, can you speak for a second? Okay, JJ is saying both has to make the marriage work. Thank you for that. Because it takes two, a husband and a wife. They are that marriage, so to say. And it's on them, both of them, to make it work. So that's a good submission. Thank you for that. I was saying earlier that some culture believe that it's the man's place to sort his home out or to put his house in order. Like Almighty, thanks for joining. So the thing is, by the time I'm trying to round up, people will start coming into the box. So this is the time now. I've opened the floor. I want to hear from us. What's our take? Because in an hour's time, 1 hour, 2 minutes, I'm going to be rounding up. So even if there are 10 people here, right, I would have to round up. So guys, I really want to hear from you. Okay, let's see. Somebody send an invite. Let me see. Okay, I hope you do get that. Freeman, I see your invite, except I'm mistaken. And I've clicked on that. I'd like to hear from you. What's your take on the topic? Can marriage make or break you? Third parties break marriage. You should come up and explain this to us, because I can read that and say to you, third parties actually help marriage. So you have to come and argue it out, or you come and help us to understand better. What do you mean third parties break marriage? Or are you talking from experience? I'm not saying they don't break it, but they can also help mend it. So here, like I said, we keep it simple and real. We'll try to balance things. So JJ, send an invite. Let's hear from you. Come and explain what you mean by third parties break marriage, because I might not do justice to it. So I don't want to say something that you're not meaning. I really want to hear from you. Yes, send an invite. Lovely, lovely, I see you. Let's see. I've sent you an invite, so if you want to come up and let's hear your views. Otherwise, let me throw in my puzzle whilst we're waiting. Mary, I'm not sure whether you're even speaking, but I know you're muted and I can see some red bars. Are you still there? Okay.
I'm still here, but I don't know what happens with my network. When you bring me up, it normally goes like it's tripping.
Oh.
And especially this hour, is it maybe because a lot of people are using or what? But during the day, it's just okay.
Maybe we should bind that demon in the airwaves or something. I don't know. But I can hear you clearly now. I don't know if
I think we should.
you say?
Okay,
Oh.
yeah, I can hear you, but then you look like you're frozen from that end. So I believe
I'm
it's
not
my
frozen.
problem here.
Oh, okay. But you can speak because I'm hearing you as well.
Okay, yeah. So much as I didn't hear from the beginning, but yeah, I'm just concurring with JJ. It's the marriage has to be from both sides. I
Hmm.
mean, for it to be a marriage, it has to be two parties. Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
So
Sorry, let me mute them.
if it's one-sided, then that's not marriage. Then it has to be someone just taking over everything. Then that's that way. I don't think things can work.
No. It takes
So I'm not so sure what area specifically you're talking about that I can tackle that side.
I've said quite a number, and I've given a number of examples as well. Some people, when they were single, they were like aspiring and achieving and all of that. You know what you're talking about? So marriage will make you or break you. So they now get into a marriage relationship. For example, this person in their mindset are like, oh, when I get married, my husband will support me because my aim is to get a PhD or whatever, and then they get married and they and the husband is saying, you know what, no wife of mine is going to work, let alone go to study PhD for what, and for them that dream is killed, and for peace to reign they let go of their dreams and ambition. That has broken them, if you get me. And it does happen. It does happen. And likewise, it could be the other way around. This person never thought they would even do masters or even, go and pursue a career or whatever. And now they're married to this man who is quite ambitious and he likes to see his partner achieving, and he's kind of encouraging them, you can do it. Why don't you go for your masters? It's been a while,
Yeah.
and it's, so they can help you to achieve as well. So is either way, can marriage make or break you?
Yeah, okay, I hear you on that part, but I think yeah, it all depends. But the most powerful part, it has to make you. I believe two are better than one.
Yeah.
So being alone, being by yourself, and having someone with you to help you and assist you in one way or the other should be the part that should take you higher than the level that you were in the beginning.
Yeah,
But if
definitely.
the marriage is bringing you down, I do understand like there are so many reasons that
Ready.
can cause that. The first one being the problem of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if the communication is not there and you're not kind of submissive, or you're not understanding each other, or
Yeah.
you're not giving room to one another to say, whenever someone is trying to bring in an issue, to say, okay, I was thinking that we do it this way, and the other one wants to be, I think I used the same word last session to say, Mr. Know It All, to say, no, you can't do this. I want you to do this. Then that's where the problem starts.
Mm.
But I believe when you have room for one another to say, what if you do it this way?
Mm.
Then the other, no, I wanted it this way because of ABCD. No, but if you do it this way, these are the consequences. So if you understand one another in one way or the other, it should build you than break you.
Yeah, that is, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. Positive, positive vibes, really. But you find out that sometimes if it's not properly handled, more of negativity, and it will take over. And when it's negative, nobody feels fulfilled. Nobody feels they're achieving, and they start fighting each other. And if it's still not properly dealt with, Remy, I see you, sometimes they will call for separation and divorce and what have you. But if one person would just take the time to hear what their partner or their spouse is saying, it might just be a better world after all. Nori, thanks for joining. I want to hear from you guys. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you for that submission.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying
Mm. Go on.
that's why I was emphasizing the issue of communication. Yeah, if the communication is not there, or if you choose that just to keep the things to yourself, and you cannot proceed in that way, you cannot prosper in that way, you cannot achieve your goals in that way. But if you express yourself, you speak out what you think is right, I
Yeah.
think you can go ahead, you can achieve the goals, as I said already. And if the spirit of pride is the one which is roaring in your marriage, then don't
No.
expect positive things to come out of the marriage.
Thanks for joining. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So some people send invites. I don't know, maybe I'm pressing the wrong thing. And invite to join. I don't know. I keep pressing on there. It leaves the screen, but I don't see them in the box for whatever reason. Yeah. So, well,
Are they
okay.
accepting from their end?
You say?
Are they accepting from their end? Much as they sent an invite to you, you bring them up, they have to accept it.
That's another thing. So, yeah, I guess maybe the time of the day wherever they are, because sometimes I don't know if you see that when you're doing your program as well, you will see invite beside somebody's name. Oh, okay, to join as a guest. Yeah, that's the same thing. So instead of me going to the guest and bringing them up, the thing kind of automatically brings their name with the invite. So I just click on it, hoping they will come into the box, but nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
What has
Oh,
been.
who is showing there? Is the person still showing under the viewer's eye?
Oh, okay. So, okay, they declined the invite. Okay, maybe that's why. Okay. Lola Day, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. We're talking about, can marriage make or break? No, don't worry about Flo. Flo can speak where she is. Yeah, okay. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, manager, you can leave Flo because she sent a message that she can't speak where she is, or is it noisy or something? So, but at least she's there listening. So, thank you, Flo. I really appreciate that. You know, you've heard of cases where a husband and wife they have issues, and it's almost like one person giving the command: either you do this or this is the end of the marriage. And sometimes I wonder why it has to get to that.
Yeah.
So it's like this other partner doesn't want to even be tolerant, because you know you can't always have your way in marriage. You can, maybe once upon a time you will do because your spouse want peace all the time. One day they will break and they will just tell you, know what? I am not doing this again. I will do this and nothing would happen. And they start daring each other, and then it never ends, and then it escalates. And sometimes when you ask this couple, how did you get here? They will look at each other and they would have forgotten, you know? And that's why we need to be careful, especially when one party is not seeing eye to eye with your ideas or value. It doesn't mean the end of the world. You might have to leave it for now and come back to it. Because sometimes, even if you want to do certain things by yourself, you might just struggle. And sometimes, whichever way, you will need the support of your spouse, no matter how little they put in or effort they put in, some sort of input you still require. And when you don't have peace of mind, you're always fighting and trying to do this thing. I mean, it will not promote peace. There's no how. And if care is not taken, you have maybe somewhat grown children, they will easily see through all of this, you know? And you don't want them to be constantly seeing that, because they would ask you one day, why is always you and mom fighting or quarreling or arguing or something? And then you look at each other because you think they're not seeing, you think they're not observant enough to, you know, children, they're watching. These children are watching what you're doing. You know, they're saying that do as I say, not as I do, but they're looking at what you're doing. They're looking at what you're doing to their dad, they're looking at what you're doing to their mom. And one day, if care is not taken, if it's not properly dealt with, these children will grow up to even do worse to their own spouse. Or in some cases, they will do way better than what they've seen. But it's rare. It's really rare for them to do otherwise, from what they're used to. So it goes either way. A marriage, I've given examples, can make you what you never thought you could achieve in your life because you've gone into that marriage. This person you've married, you've just chosen the right partner for your life. And they're like your number one fan, your number one supporter. Anything you want to do, they will carry it on their head and make sure you succeed by all means. And on the other hand, you have all these dreams, all these goals, all this aspiration, and your partner is just saying, you know what, you're in dreamland. As long as you're in my house, don't even think about it. As long as this, don't even think about it. Why should that be? Why really? I'm trying to understand. We're there to support one another, because apart from you being a unit, each person in that marriage relationship is still an individual. They have a right to their goals, they have a right to their aspirations, they have a right to dream big. Whether you support or not now is a different thing. So we always need to sit down, like Mary said, communication is key. Why do you want to do this? Or why are you against your partner doing it? Give them good reasons why you feel it's a wrong choice or it's a wrong goal to pursue or whatever it is. Because otherwise, there will be chaos in that marriage. So guys, I'm going to tell, I think I even forgot that. My puzzle before I forget. So let's tell us the puzzle. If you know the answer to the puzzle, you can come up in the box, send an invite, I'll bring you up. If you get it, you get a gift tonight. So my puzzle is this. I wonder how good your mathematics is. I wonder how good. So today's puzzle, please listen, is some sort of a story, but not. A husband and wife went on holiday. They have 5 daughters, and each daughter has a brother. I'm sure you probably heard something similar somewhere. So including the husband and wife, how many people went on holiday? I'll repeat. A husband and wife went on holiday. They have 5 daughters, and each daughter has a brother. So, including the husband and wife, how many people went on the holiday? I wanna know. I wanna know. If you know the answer, you can type it. Let's see if we can get you. But to get your gift, you have to come into the box. Thank you, manager, for that. A husband and wife went on holiday. They have 5 daughters, and each daughter has a brother. Including husband and wife, how many people went on that holiday? Yeah. So how many? Yeah, let me increase the music whilst you ponder on that. Yeah.
Love is light that's within me, shine to the whole world, whole world.
Hey, I think I said I'll be buying. I'll be banning you, Mary, from answering my questions. Oh dear. So, was it manager that put the answer or Mary? Because I can see both your names. I don't know if... Mary, can you speak? Oh, Mary got it. Oh,
It's me, so I wanted manager to say it.
I think I might have to stop you now. Seriously. No more, Mary. Wait, let me see if it's still there. Okay. You're laughing. You've gone to
I'll stop answering.
You say?
But this one was so easy for me. You know, I'm an accountant.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I forgot about that. I should have said, Mary, shush. No, don't answer that. Anyways, thank you so much for answering that. I allow you because you're the mathematician in the house. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, back to our topic again. So at least I don't have to bring that back next week. So thank you for that. So is the husband, the wife, the five daughters, and one brother. It's all one brother, all of them. Because if the five sisters were to talk, they'll say my brother. Everyone will say my brother, my brother, my brother. But see, one person that is the brother. So eight of them in total. Thank you so much, guys. I will not spend more time for today because I have to go. Let's see who is there. And the question today is, can marriage make or break an individual? Can marriage make or break an individual? I've given some examples. Mary, also thanks for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. We've shared our own submissions about that. And peradventure you're out there, because like I said, we experience both positive in marriage and also negative impacts as well. If you're the one going through the negative impacts in your marriage, it's not too late. There's always a turning point, Maxwell or Maxell. Thanks for joining. If it's the negativity you're experiencing, have you tried, speaking with your spouse? Is there anyone you feel can mediate? Sometimes you might need a mediator or a counselor at that. So if you're a person, faith-based, you could reach out to your priests or to your pastors, or if you have a counseling team, you can reach out to. Olasumbo, thanks for joining. Siomara, thanks for joining. Disciple Nation, thanks so much for joining. So it's never too late. It's never too late to turn things around, but we can't turn things around by folding our arms or by fighting each other or by, shouting at each other or by, all those negative things is not going to yield anything positive. So we have to be intentional with what we're doing. Communication, you have to be intentional. If you used to shout, shout, shout all the time, try simplicity, try softness, and not shout. Disciple Nation, thanks so much for joining. I'm not sure whether you're just joining us. Our topic today is, can marriage make or break you? That is the topic and the question of course, can marriage make or break you? And again, who is responsible for making the marriage work? Who is responsible for making the marriage work? So I don't know, Disciple, if you have any submissions, anything you want to add to it.
Hello.
Hello.
I think sorry, what was the question? Let me just
I
understand.
said, can marriage make or break an individual, and
Okay.
who is responsible for making the marriage work? Mr. T, thanks for joining.
I think both people, but if it's broken, one person would make have to make it work. One person should take the responsibility. If one person says, "Okay, this marriage will work," and do the right thing, the marriage will work.
Okay, okay, I get it.
Mm.
But it takes two.
Yes, yes, but before the two should agree to, one person has to make it work. One person have to submit. For example, now, you are the one that let me into your into this box.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why both of us now can talk. If
Yes.
you didn't invite me or I did not come in, we cannot. So it's two people. But marriage can break can break people. For example, now, if maybe because before people get married, there was a time that it was good,
Mm-hmm.
that they really love each other, that you know the person's weakness. Though sometimes some people, you know how they are, they might want to change. But that thing that you used to do, if you see it doesn't work, you can change it. So
Yeah.
just try to please the person if it's a woman and try to do something that will make her like you back, and the same with the man. And when the person sees, okay, if this person is doing it, maybe the person wanted to leave. You keep doing it somehow and you're not changing, and and the person is wondering what is happening. The person one day will just decide to stay back. You can change people's mind. And maybe the man that has been doing some, I know some people will say, oh, they will not change. They will. Depends if you do it rightly. Maybe sometimes it's because so okay, so women get into marriage, for example. Now they know that this man is like that, he has been dating different women.
Yeah.
They knew it. So they were even fighting the women. So the man now thinks that, oh, this one likes it. Men sometimes their brain is the other way. Think this woman likes it. She doesn't mind. So he married this one. And
Mm.
later now she's surprised that they are fighting. What is happening? I thought you like it, but you
Yeah.
kept quiet. So then the man, then what will she do? She have to play good wife, be good to him, because definitely other people, he knows what is good and bad. When you are
Mm-hmm.
good to someone, you really good to them, they will change. They will change because they have no hope. Because some definitely one day something will happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, something will happen. But I believe marriage can work if one person. It takes one person to
Mm.
make it work. If one person say this marriage will work, the other person will. If we see the reason, the person will agree to it. Marriage can break people. Yeah,
Mm.
it can break and reduce people.
Yeah.
Yeah, marriage causes a lot of things, but
Mm-hmm.
marriage can also make people
Yeah.
reasonable, people that have wisdom, people that have sense. But even if it's one person, the marriage can make them, because sometimes the other partner may not be reasonable. But if one of them have wisdom,
Yeah.
the marriage will grow and be big, and you won't even know the where they are lacking. Is when both of them, their level is not, when they are not in the same level. That's why you see all these lapses. You see this one is this, that one is that. So most of the time, most of these marriages that you are seeing that beautiful, sometimes even the wife that has wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes it's the man. Most of the time, it's the women. So the man saw it. He said, "Okay, you can use your wisdom. Let me use my strength." That's why it's working. Yeah, why some people they want to be both. Yeah, marriage yeah, it can make people can make people beautiful. A woman that is nothing can marry a man. They will live together, and the woman becomes something great. Same with the man. Why some men they think they are married their slave and deal with her. That's I.
Thank you so much. Thank you, disciple, for that submission, and that's just really the truth and reality. So, disciple said it can make you, it can break you, but at least it will take one person to even help turn things around. Because if both of you are at loggerheads, nobody, both of you hot at the same time, and nobody is cool enough to calm both of you. So it just takes one person to cool off or to be calmer to help the other person, which, okay, I see a lot of sense in that. So thank you so much for that. Thanks so much for joining. How are you today? Can you hear me? You have to unmute. Minnie, thanks for joining. Real Onyx, are you there? Can we hear you, please? You're welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal this evening. If you can't speak, maybe you can type on the screen so we can see. Otherwise, I'm not sure we're hearing you if you're talking. Okay. Can you hear me? Real Onyx, can you hear me? Okay, you can. Can you speak where you are? Hello? Oh dear. Okay, you can talk now. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in as well. It's fine. Well, you can type your submission. I can read it out. What's your take? Can marriage make or break an individual? I really want to hear from you. So I can help. Yeah, I can help read it out just so that we have a feel of what you think about the topic. Can marriage make or break an individual? But I think you're unmuted. Okay, let me be sure actually. Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Mm. Yeah, but short answered. Okay, so that's fine. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it still. Thank you so much. Hmm. Okay, so let's carry on. One of the things that I remember mentioning is conflict resolution skills. I mean, conflicts will always come, but if a couple they don't have what it takes to kind of have a resolution about whatever the thing might be, conflict might be, it can actually break them. It can break them because if they can't handle things constructively, of course, we all know what can happen. So disagreements will come. How do you handle it without resentment? Without being hostile to one another. Because even with DV, domestic violence, and all of that, is when somebody is saying opposite to what one spouse is saying, and they just can't hack why this person is not seeing their point to the point they raise their hand and hit the partner. So it's not the best way to handle conflict. It's not the best way to handle I mean, what's it now? Any conflict at all. By raising your hand to your spouse is not the best way at all. What kind of example are you laying, especially when there are children involved? So sometimes couple might need to, go on trainings if possible. There's so many. If you go on YouTube, I bet anything you want to do, YouTube has a video for it. In case you're the shy type, you don't believe in marriage counseling. Last week we talked about marriage counseling as well. You might not believe in it. There's some videos you can watch or films that can kind of educate you. There are some books you can read. There's a lot out there that can help you guys instead of going on at each other. And one thing I always say, instead of fighting each other, fight that thing together, not each other. Because when you start fighting each other, it's like you're leaving the enemy and now you're fighting each other. What is the reason why you lot are fighting? Sit down and talk about it. If you're a faith-based person, pray about it. It's not all the time we shout. It's not all the time we, use the feast or what have you. It's not a healthy thing when that happens in any relationship, and you can't always have your way. I don't know if, okay, I'm going to send invites to these two guests and hopefully they can come up and speak. So we need to be mindful. How do we, when we have challenges, when we have conflicts, how do we handle it? And like I said, some couple might decide, okay, we know this couple, they've been married for years and years. At least we respect and love them. Maybe we should go to them for some sort of support, and maybe one of the spouses is like, no, why should I go to a stranger and be telling them my business and what have you? And then the other spouse just said, we need help. And then you go without the other party agreeing to it. That can also cause more conflict. You have to be in agreement to do anything together, especially when it has to do with the two of you. You cannot decide for the other person because it will bring chaos as well. Pious speaker, thanks for joining. Princess Grace, I believe. Let's see, I'm not sure now because I can only see some part of your name. Yeah, Princess Grace, thanks for joining. If you can hear me, can you speak where you are? Thanks for joining. Princess Grace, thanks for joining. How are you today?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Um,
I don't know if you've heard what we're trying to say today, the topic.
I just joining now.
It's quite easy. I make it so easy so that even if people join the last minute, they'll be able to say something. Can marriage make or break an individual? And then who is responsible for making the marriage work? So maybe I can give you a minute to think about it. And I gave a talk, I talked about the positive aspects, the negative aspects. But of course, I know people have different experiences they want to share. JJ earlier said it's the responsibility of both of them to make the marriage work, and I needed him to come and explain or how to explain, but I don't know. So if you have your
Yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. It's the responsibility of both parties. One has to be intentional about making it work,
Yeah.
Sometimes, things might be difficult, especially when you're new in marriage, you're getting to know each other. But as time goes on, you have to work on individual strength and weaknesses and, be intentional.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, but one has to be intentional if you really want to, stay in the marriage and if, domestic violence is not involved. So it is
Oh, yeah.
doable and is workable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, who do you think is responsible for making the marriage work?
Yeah, both parties.
Ah, but I think some cultures believe that it's the role of the man to sort his home out.
Yeah, even it's the role of the woman as well to to create a peaceful home for the man and for the children to live, even for yourself, because if there's turbulence in the home, one in one way or the other, be you'll be affected. Everybody in the house, will be affected emotionally, mentally, even physically as well. So I think it's about coming together as a couple and talk, have an open conversation, on things and how to, to move forward and to make things work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to say when there's like an heated argument, that is not the time to try to talk, to try to prove a point. I think if the other person can think, calming down
Yeah.
to look for a way of diffusing the situation, and when everything has calmed down, cooled down, then we can now, come and talk as an adult on how to make things work. Yeah.
That's true. Thank you.
Understanding each other is very, very important. Yeah. Thank you. Understanding each other is very important as well.
Very
If you
key.
some of you
Very,
understand
very
your
key.
spouse, yeah, if you understand your spouse, you'll be able to deal with the situation properly without getting into arguments and things like that.
Thank you so much, Princess.
You're
One of the
welcome.
things I want us to talk about, don't know if you've experienced that, is sometimes some women, they're very ambitious, whilst they were courting, they will tell their spouse, this is my goals, my dreams, I want to do this. Say, for example, the woman is saying, I want to pursue career, fine, I'm going to be a mother, but I want to. And then the husband is all like, okay. But then now they're in the marriage, and it's like, you know what? No work of mine is doing any career. Look after my children. So should that be the end of her goals, her aspiration, her dreams?
I think I would say the man is such man is an enemy of progress. You should be able to, allow your wife to pursue a career and her dreams. Even having a family, having children doesn't stop you from pursuing what you need to pursue. The
Definitely.
man should be able to support the woman and support the home, support the children, to be able to enable the woman to to do whatever she wants to do. So a good man and a man that understand well that if the wife is able to progress in her career, it's for the benefit of the house as well, for benefit of the home, the marriage as well. So such men, I think they are, having inferiority complex, that maybe the woman might want to, be ahead of them and all that. So it takes a mature man to be able to agree and support the wife in everything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you for that. Most cases, a woman might even go into that marriage without no ambition whatsoever. And then the
Mhm.
husband sees they've got some good skills about certain things. And the husband will even encourage them, why don't you do a degree in this or do something? And
Exactly.
this woman might not even believe in herself, and she's like, okay, if this man is supporting me, let me even try. And then she goes and then she becomes a professional at that thing, gets a job, gets earn good money and all of that. So that person, I mean, that marriage has made them, because they never ever thought they could even achieve that. So it goes either way, but we're more of the positivity, more of the positivity. I've heard of wives who earn more than their husband and their home is still intact. I've heard of men who are executives, like, proper executives, and their wives are full-time housewives, and their home is still intact. Nobody's looking down on anybody. So I guess it boils down to what Princess is saying. Understanding, support, you have to give that. You have to give that to one another. As long as whatever this person wants to do is not going to hurt anyone in that family, rather it will better her life, better the maybe financial status of the family, or economic status, or whatever it is. Pious speaker says, my opinion, both, okay, meaning both of them have to make it work, and it depends on the situation, his opinion. Pious speaker, why don't you come in the box and let us understand you better?
Yeah, but I
Because I
would,
will not be able to do justice to this, your point, and I don't want to say the wrong thing on your behalf. I think I have an idea of what you're saying, but let's see. Did you send an invite? I really want to hear from you. Let's hear your views about that, because like me too, other people might be wondering. They might agree with it, they might not agree with it. So let's hear your submission about that thing you just typed. Let's hear your opinion. I've sent an invite. Please come up. Let's hear you. Thank you so much, Princess. Thank you. I don't know if Real Oinks can speak now, if you're somewhere that is okay now to speak. Yeah. Okay. Nino, thanks for joining. Oh dear. I don't want to press the wrong, because it's like people are looking out for games and they'll just hijack your program if care is not taken. I don't want that to happen. We're not here to play games. We're here to talk about real life issues and how we can help one another. Pius, I'm still waiting. I'm not sure he's there now. Okay. But yeah, I don't know if anyone still have any submissions to give. I don't mind. We still have about 13 or 23 more minutes to go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for liking the live. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Pius, we want to hear from you.
um most of the time, why it kind of break when marriage breaks, or like the first one you said about the career woman, is like also when um the woman the man is not supportive at all. The woman is the one doing everything. I know that, maybe I kind of see things differently, but most of the time they don't ask the women or the men why, what is happening. They don't ask them. They will just come and say this happened. Everybody will say, yeah, and a bad woman. They don't say a bad man.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody will just be talking, so they don't know also. But like that one, when they were cutting, the woman told the man that, okay, I will be this, I will be that. The man said yes, because it's a covenant. The man will not break it. If you ask, then you will find out that that woman didn't mention anything like that.
Oh,
Then
okay.
when the man were talking, so she just had it in mind. Ask them most of the time. And like when what happened recently, a lady told me that her friend came to her and was complaining that they had 4 children. She's the only one doing the school runs, and she's working, and she's the only one taking care of the house. The man is not supportive at all. Then I said, really? Then I said, okay, tell her to respect the man. Go and talk to her. Tell her to be just respecting the man. Maybe that is just the problem. And she said that the friend told her later that when she comes back from work, she's very tired, and the man wants to, now.
Yeah.
So it's like payback. So sometimes,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
they have to also educate them. When your friend comes to you,
Too wrong
ask,
does not make it right.
yeah, when your friend comes to you, ask them. Don't just join them to conclude. Even if it's a man, that's why things are going bad, because the men, their friends don't ask them, they just join them.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
don't encourage them. And for the women too, if you're able to talk to your friends and see reasons with them, things will be working. You see that this marriage will be good.
It's so amazing that, it's so easy if even when they both go to a counselor, everybody will say things to suit them to make them look good. You
Mm.
who will come and tell their friend like, in my marriage there's issue and I'm the problem.
Yeah, but you see,
Oh,
if you
I am the
can,
problem, help me or something, So it's always easy to point fingers, but we need to, when we point at people, you see the three fingers pointing back to us. We have to be honest and open and be sincere, otherwise, you might not get the best help. And that's why
yeah,
your friend might just give you some stupid advice, I'm sorry to say, because you haven't told the honest truth. You haven't said the real thing.
but
And,
sometimes when they come to you because they need help, they don't know what to say. They know what to do, but they can't do it. Sometimes they know what to do. They are not able to do it. They
what do
can't
you
do it.
mean?
Yeah, it's like some people know what to do. They know the right thing, but it's not knowing it. It's the
Okay.
strength to do it.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Like when they say don't steal, people know that it's not good to steal, but they will still go and steal.
I
So
get,
they don't have that strength. So sometimes they come to you, they want to know something deeper.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because some people will just encourage them. Yeah, thief, take him. Don't. Like men, and they will just tell them, don't matter. That's how women. Don't worry. Go with the other girl. Go with her.
Show
But
her you are the boss.
they will not help him to solve the problem.
No,
Yeah, so
no,
the guy will think, oh yes, they will hype him. Oh yeah, you're a big man. They will start hailing him. So the man will think what he's doing. Now he's happy. He knows that it's wrong. But sometimes because they think they want solution. That's why they normally go to people, but they are not helping.
no, at all, at
Yeah,
all.
that's one.
And we have to also bear in mind that everybody grew up in a different home setting.
Mm,
So it's what they know that they are brought into that marriage, so to say.
mm,
Even the good, bad, and ugly from where they're coming from, they will bring it probably times two.
yeah.
And then when issues happen, when situations are occurring in their relationship, they'll probably go to what they know, and it's not
Yeah.
always the best way.
Mm,
So, and again, you need to be mindful who you surround yourself with as friends. Some people, I've heard recently of a situation where this husband and wife, they were having issues, and the wife was going to her friends. All her friends are separated from their relationship or unmarried,
mm,
and then they're advising her what to do in her marriage.
mm.
So you can imagine it's not going to be balanced. It's not going to be balanced. So you need to be careful. Who are you surrounding yourself with? And that is always safest. I mean, every marriage has its own challenges they're facing. But when you go to people who are older in marriage, say for example, you're just clocking 10 years in your marriage, and you know of this couple, they are 35 years and they're still together. I mean, there should be something you can learn from them. So don't rule them out altogether, but still you have to be careful who you take your matters to. But surround yourself with positive minded people, people who are in there who can tell you based on their own experience as well. Because some of us, we grew up from a broken home. So even if you say you want to go back home and look at, there's nothing to look at. So you might have to rely on people you meet in the society or maybe in your church or at some gathering who are now like family friends. But then, like I said, you still have to be careful. We can always learn from people. Nobody knows it all. Newlywed couples, they have a long road ahead, a lot of learning to do, a lot of unlearning, relearning to do. So it's always best to look at those who have gone ahead of us for some sort of support rather than your friends who are not even in a relationship. The way they will advise you will be from their own perspective because they haven't been in that marriage. They don't know how it is like. They might just be talking from head knowledge or what they've seen in the society and might not really be applicable to you. So you need to be careful who advises you in your marriage. You don't want to carry your situation to the wrong person because if you're not careful, the things you've told them, they will mock you with it. They will shame you with it when there's a rift between that friendship. So you need to be careful. And that's why a number of us have said here communication with one another. And as long as you're not shouting, you're not raising your hand to your spouse. I mean, what is that thing? Talk about it. If you had to sit on the different sofa, maybe one end of the room to the other end, whatever it takes, do it. And like, is it Princess or Disciple that said, as long as there's no DVDAs, no abuse, no violence whatsoever. What is that thing? Talk about it. Fight that thing, not each other. Fight that thing together, not each other. Because the moment you guys are broken, I mean, it will take a lot of effort to bring that back. So before you even get to that stage, let's try and salvage the situation. One of the things I mentioned is some people even feel depressed in their marriage. Some people get hypertension because they're not getting what they want from the marriage. You know, like I said, it takes two to tango. What are you giving your spouse? Is that what you want to receive? Because there's a saying that treat others the way you want to be treated. So you cannot be harsh, harsh, harsh all the time to your spouse and expect them to be nice, 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 nice to you. Even if they're that patient, they're that calm, one day you will break them and you will not like what you will get back in return. So everyone that has contributed, thank you so much. I'm just going to invite a handful to see if we can still, stretch it a bit. Otherwise, I might just look for one or two worship songs or praise if you want to sing some praise and just thank God. And hopefully anyone out there facing any challenge in their marriage, seek help. At times it's not even the friends that is the problem. You see, Jay, I need to hear from you. Thank you, disciple. You're welcome back. I think the thing dropped you. JJ, I've read what you've written there, but I need more flesh to this bone. The family will not make it work. Okay. Which family? Either family, the spouse, the husband's family, the wife's family. And then when you say at times it's not even the friends that is the problem. So who is the problem? Okay, both of them. Or both family. Okay, both in-law, both sides. Okay. Especially when they are newlyweds, the first, I believe the first 5 years, if they're not careful. Oh, thank you so much, disciple. They interfere a lot, maybe because the family too are in denial that this person is actually married and gone to live their life. They're still interfering. They will come unannounced. They will just do, like it's their house. They've forgotten that this person is a man now who has a wife. It's not just the guy. And the siblings or whoever will just bring their traveling bag and come. They'll just knock on the door unannounced. And, such a thing can create chaos. Oh, JJ, have been married for 20 years. Wow. So JJ has been married for 20 years. I have never reported my husband to my family. Wow, well done. Well done. It's not like it's a bad thing, because sometimes the family might be the one to actually help resolve that conflict. But you really have to know which family you have come from. So that means, JJ, you and your husband talk a lot about issues, because I want to believe your marriage to 20 years, not be yam, as my people will talk, has gone through its ups and downs, and you've been able to manage it well. So, I mean, that's why you haven't found a reason why you have to go to your in-laws. God's power, thanks for joining. And it's a very good practice, don't get me wrong. It's very good, as long as both of you can sit down amicably and sort things out, because sometimes it's just too much. It depends on the situation. It might be so intense that somebody has to intervene. A third party may have to intervene. So if you have good in-laws, I say good in-laws, you might just be able to take advantage, to help. Say, because whatever goes beyond. Oh, can you not come up, JJ? Can you not come up? I really want to hear your submission. Lily Go, thanks for joining. Mary, I think the network is dropping you. JJ, please send an invite. I really want you to come and put flesh to that submission. Yeah, I don't know if these people are there, but so it's amazing. You never know, a third party can actually help, even when you make peace. Okay, because whatever goes beyond, even when you make peace. See, I'm trying to make sense of your of your submission. Jay, please, can you come up? Can you come up? Let's hear you. Because it might just be a blessing what you have to say to someone listening out there. That's the whole idea. We learn from one another. Experiences of life, is the best teacher anyone can give you. They will still have that hatred towards them. Okay, I'm trying to make sense of it. Even when you try to make peace, okay, they might have hatred towards the man. Okay, maybe if it's the family of the wife trying to help in the situation. So it depends on what the wife has gone to tell the family, because that hatred wouldn't just come. They were the one that gave this woman out to marriage. So I'm trying to understand your point, really. I might not. That's why I said I might not be able to do justice to it. Yeah, thank you so much for liking the live. Yeah. So as we're rounding up, I don't know, Princess Grace, Disciple, if you have anything to add. Mary, you're welcome back. If you have anything to add before we round up today. And I want to believe all that we have shared today, all that we have advised, so to say, some people are out there taking note and reflecting on these things and picking out the ones that can actually help them in that relationship they're in, or in that marriage relationship. Like I said, challenges will come. Every marriage would go through it, but it's how we handle it that matters a lot. That's why the family will be the person to tell about your conflict in marriage. Okay, JJ, I want to believe somebody's gaining from that. I don't want to help you add flesh to it when, I might just say the wrong thing, which I really don't want to, since it's your submission. Oh, okay. Thank you. Third party will be God. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Apart from we putting in the effort, we need to pray. We all know that the number one enemy a marriage relationship will have is the devil. So, and like I said, God created marriage and it is good, but the devil is out there trying to break homes, and the ripple effect, it will break the society. We all know there's a lot. No one is perfect, definitely, JJ, no one is perfect, but that's why two heads are better than one. Sometimes even when you look at yourself in the mirror, you might not see the totality of your ugliness, so to say. It will take your spouse to see. And of course, if they see that, they want to help you to change. Not that they want to change you, but to change these bad habits that is affecting your marriage. So that's why when I was mentioning the positive aspects of the impact of marriage, I talked about emotional support. Just say sorry. Some people don't have sorry in their dictionary, and that's the truth. They find it hard to. And one thing I've noticed as a counselor is because they grew up in a home where the word sorry is never mentioned. So they see it as a way of life. And now here comes this spouse telling me to say sorry. Why? They never saw their parents do that. So let's go of ego, JJ said. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Let go of where I come from. They say, who ego help? Who ego help? It won't solve anything. If you were a hot-tempered person, when it comes into a marriage relationship, you'll be tempered. The hotness of it, would you have to throw it away? Marriage is a place to learn, to teach one another, to grow together, learn to understand, learn to love unconditionally. You have to love your husband, your wife. They're good, bad, and ugly. You have to love them. Combination of that, because they didn't grow up in a perfect home. You didn't grow up in a perfect home. So how are you expecting a perfect man, a perfect woman? Fine, there'll be some things they do so well and all of that, but in totality, no man is perfect. So we have to be tolerant, we have to be understanding, we have to compromise. You have to compromise, because you can't always have your way. Just like JJ is saying, say especially I am sorry will go a long way. I know it kind of kills that pain, that hurt, But when they don't hear it, even when we offend God, we have to go back to God to say we're sorry. We repent of our sins and, try not to sin again, so to say. So what would it cost you? This is the bone of your bone, the flesh of your flesh. Both of you are supposed to be each other's person. After all, you both are naked and not ashamed. So what is the big deal? There's certain things you have to let go of the pride, like JJ is saying. That's what is keeping my marriage. Oh, amazing. See? Helping mate. Okay. Helping mate. Okay. So see each other as a helping mate to one another. Remember, I asked the question, who is responsible for making the marriage work? Both of you are. Everybody, what you have, bring to the table, not just one person. What have you brought to the table? No, both of you bring that goodness to the table so both of you can enjoy it. And that's how, it goes on, not over stressing yourself. I mean, life is stressful enough as it is. Why would you want to? But sometimes you just find out that especially when couples say, yeah, we're growing apart, that means you guys are not doing something you used to do. You stopped doing it, or you needed to do more of it and you stopped altogether. I mean, that will cause a rift, see? Because you want people to say you have arrived. Who that one help, or as my people will say. Yeah, some people might, yeah, maybe. Do not compare. Even the Bible says they're fools, those who compare themselves to one another. So we can't compare my neighbor's husband. Oh, that man is the man. Look at you. We women sometimes with our mouth, I wouldn't dare say that. Like, why would I compare my husband to another husband? Am I their wife? Do I know what they do inside their house? So we should stop comparing one another. Yeah. Don't compare your marriage with another person's marriage. No, it's not wise because you don't know what is happening really in that home. And when people come out to the public, everybody can fake anything. They make it believable, but when they get home, it's another ball game altogether. Say a wise woman built her home. Yes, likewise a wise man. It takes two. Both of them need divine wisdom to deal with one another. Imagine spending the rest of your life. If you married when you were 25 and God will give you long life, thank you so much, and you will live till 100. So that means you would have been married to your spouse for 75 years. If God didn't think that was possible, why would He create marriage? Look at it that way. Guys, we have about 2 more minutes to go. Thank you so much, JJ. I really appreciate that. The points you're making, because they really make a lot of sense. Stop comparing your spouse to another person, because truly you don't know what is going on in their homes. Otherwise, you'll be creating more problem for yourself. And your husband knows, or your wife knows, that every time you compare them with Mr. John or Mrs. Joseph or whatever, nobody would hear that and be happy. So it's, yeah, exactly. Don't do that. Stop comparing. Rather sit down. If you identify any issue, sit down and talk about it constructively. So do not keep secrets. That one, I don't know, God will have to help. It should be the norm if you want to get the positive impact of marriage. Stop keeping secrets. What are you keeping secrets for? Because these things it's broken down homes. You just feel it's just that small thing, and your spouse does not know. If that thing was going to put your family in trouble, they don't know. And it will seem like, look at them, they said they've been married for 100 years, and it's this simple thing you can't even tell your spouse, or your spouse is not even aware. People will point, it's always easy, they'll point fingers at you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There shouldn't be any secret between the two of you. Say both of them were naked and they were not ashamed. So what is the big deal? Whatever it is, even if it's not something you're proud of, you know your spouse. Find the best time to relay whatever and be sober. Okay, in everything we do, yes, in everything we do, don't keep secret. Thank you so much for that submission. I really, really appreciate your contribution. Princess Grace, thank you so much. Disciple Nation, thank you so much. Mary, you know, I heart you. Thank you so much, everyone. Giving tokens, gift here and there. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Like I said, if you guys are not here, it will be so boring. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for your submissions. I really, really appreciate them. And I want to believe people out there have learned many, many things today. You see, the talk of marriage and relationship, we can never exhaust it. We can never finish talking about it, so to say. So we'll be back again next Thursday by the grace of God with another topic, always on marriage and relationship, because we have to get it right, people. We need to get it right. God's intention is that we enjoy our marriage, and wherever we're going through challenges, my prayer is that God will open your eyes to see what you need to do so that that marriage can keep going smoothly, healthily. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you. Till I come your way on Thursday, I'm not here on Monday. I have a very super special big event. So unfortunately, I will not come live on Monday, but I'll be back here next Thursday by the grace of God. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone. God bless you. Have a wonderful night rest.
Have a blessed night. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mary. Thank you, Disciple. Thank you,
Good night.
Princess.
God bless you.
Thank you. Golden. Thank you, guys. Bye, Disciple.